Hey, Bushcraft family, back again with another video. And this being Friday, it's Red Friday. Remember, everyone deployed. I do these every Friday. Sometimes I get a lot of negative because I do support our troops, and I always will. So if that offends somebody, then there's plenty of other channels out there. I did lose a lot of subs for a video I did not too long ago about supporting troops and whatnot. Also support our law enforcement. I don't support bad, but just like everything else, there's bad in everything. So that being said, I don't know what else to say about it. It just surprises me, the thinking behind some of the comments I got, and which I went ahead and removed them as soon as I seen them. This is my channel. If you don't like that I support our military, then I don't know. It's up to you. But the military and the government are not the same thing. Our troops, it's just in my blood that I will always. My son is in the Army. My uncle was in the Air Force. I have many people that go back in history that were served in the military. So it's just not in me not to support them just because I don't agree on how our government is doing. So I just wanted to get that out there. And let's move on to something else, okay? My video that I did with Wednesday, the Prep Now one, where I talk about some of the things that are going low on shelves and what you may see rising prices on. And a lot of it, I don't know if people understood it too much, but say for instance soda or pop, people call it different in different regions, but I brought this up for one main reason. One of them being the resin that makes plastic and everything. They use that for the bottles and whatnot. But when I go and I notice things like this. Just, okay, for instance, let's go back to last year when everything was shut down. Everybody went in and got toilet paper. Toilet paper ran out. People went to paper towels and napkins, and then they went to the baby items and took out and got the baby wipes and stuff. So I pay attention to these things. So whenever I see like soda or one item that starts to get a lot of people buying the stuff up, or they're just not enough to go around, I stop and think, what will these people be going after that's gone? So went and seen the soda pop. It's very expensive, or it's going down, or you just don't see it. And the same thing with Gatorade. As soon as that was depleted in the stores, people went to Kool-Aid. As soon as the Kool-Aid was done, they went to juices, which doesn't make any sense. You should be drinking the good stuff, juice. And then what do you think's next after that? People went after the water. So that's what I was trying to put out there, is Some of the things that may be going or extremely high is something to pay attention to, because once one thing goes, people will try to find something else to replace it. And if that one item is on your list, then it's time to prep on that stuff. I know there's tons of other things that are running low. Again, chicken is a big thing, and the thing is with chicken, it's a lot of the freezer stuff like chicken nuggets and patties and all that stuff, chicken tenders and all that thing. So after that goes, where are they going to go? They're going to go to the fresh stuff, which again doesn't make sense. Just make your own chicken tenders and stuff like that, but they go after the freezer stuff. A lot of that stuff is good to pay attention to, because like you go to the freezer section and all the vegetables are gone. So you got to think, oh, well, the next thing is going to go is they're going to start heading for the canned stuff. And then after canned stuff, they'll go for the fresh stuff, which again doesn't make any sense. But you kind of get the pattern where this is going, and it's very good to pay attention to these things when you go to the store, because these are the stores you're going to be shopping at. It's not going to be at the store that I talk about or that somebody else reports about in the comments and stuff. It's about your store, so you pay attention to when shipments come in, things like that. Like at Walmart or a lot of stores, instead of storing the stuff in the back to where they have to keep bringing it in and out, they'll stack the stuff on top of the very top shelves. And it used to be you would see stacks and stacks up there. If you go there now and you start seeing less and less things on the shelves, look above it and see if there's anything above that shelf of that item, and see if there's more stuff there. And that's what I know. I may be weird or something, but I tend to notice things. I always seem to notice when things like that show themselves. And I have a noisy cat in the background. Sorry. But that's one thing I wanted to touch on was that. Another thing is I'm really afraid here shortly that we may be seeing a lot of power outages or something, because as you guys know, I usually do a little segments or whatnot about security and stuff like the internet and things like that. And I've noticed a lot of the darker websites. I'm trying to put this in a way that I don't get in trouble, but the darker websites on the internet, places that sell information and stuff, how to get into certain facilities and things like that. A lot of them have been bought up, that power companies and junction areas where they get access to that stuff, and they sell that information on these websites. Well, here lately, in the last month of July, there has been a lot of sold on these sites. So my thinking is that in the near future, we may be seeing some power outages, and some of them may be covered up by a storm coming in or something like that. A lot of times, if that does happen, the power company is not going to tell you, oh, we were hacked last night during the storm and your power went out. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to say, oh, there's a power outage, or transformer went out, or something like that. They always have to make themselves not look bad. So just like the pipeline, when they paid for the ransom, they weren't going to tell you. When the ransom was paid, the actual people who did that, I'm trying to figure a way to say it without getting in trouble. They leak the information that they paid. So companies are not going to put out that information that they were hacked or anything like that. A lot of times that information comes from the actual hacker, and I said it, but hopefully we don't get in trouble. But so it would be a good idea to prepare for these things. If you don't have generators and stuff like that, there's get those solar lights that you get at the dollar store. Those work great. Stick them in your windows, on your ledge or something, to where they get sunlight. And then if the power goes out, you go straight to that window, and then you have a light that you can walk around the house with and stuff. I have a couple of those in most of my windows, or I have rechargeable, or not rechargeable, but solar lights, flashlights, and things like that I can actually grab. Because when the power goes out, you'll still get a little bit of light from the windows, so you know to walk toward that window if you don't have access to a flashlight or anything. Which most of the time I do. I have my flashlights all ready to go and everything. So it's always a good idea to have that stuff. And I also have emergency candles, to where you can light your house up and whatnot. And so another thing is, if you have no power, if you don't have like a wood burner or a gas stove, if you're majority of people in the United States have electric stoves. So that being said, how are you going to cook basically? And if power is off for a good while, what happens to the water? Water will only be available for maybe a week, until the until they completely run dry of gasoline or resources to keep that going. So you have to consider that. There's many ways. So what I'm trying to get at is, if the water goes down and you turn the sink on, there's no water. How are you going to get water? Are you supplied with water? And I know it's like, that's one of my main things I always talk about is water, because it's so important, and so many people overlook it. So if you have no way of getting water from your sink, what's the next best way? And that's what you need to be thinking of. And it's nothing to scare people to death or anything like that. It's just to alert people. I mean, when you're going down the road and your light comes on and your engine, it's not like, I'm gonna die, my car's gonna blow up. No, it's to warn you there's something wrong with your car. And that's basically what I'm saying here is, it's just a warning to let you know that some things may be happening, and things like that. And it's not that I'm trying to scare people to death or anything like that. It's just it's knowledge, and everybody should be learning this stuff. But guys, I'm not going to be going on too much longer, because I'll start jibber jabbering away. I just want to do a little update and everything, being Friday. So until next time, God bless.